What's up, family? It's Jeff the Wealth Builder, and I got a special guest in the building, Mr. Idris Talib, the pretty house guy, a real estate strategist who's showing people how to live for free, stack some cash, and build some wealth through house hacking. We're going to give y'all a little sneak peek of what he got going on because he's going to be a guest speaker at the Breaking Barriers Financial Education Summit. You don't want to miss this. If you miss this, baby, you're going to miss a lot. We're going to just jump on for a quick couple minutes, give you a little taste, right, of what's in store for when we jump on this Breaking Barriers Financial Education Summit that starts tomorrow, 7 to 9:30, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 whole days, 10 whole speakers. We coming at you live. We're coming at you fresh with financial education because we want you to learn. Because when you learn and you apply, you're going to earn. So Idris, tell the people a little bit about who you are and why they call you the pretty house guy.
So I've been investing in real estate about 22 years, surprisingly. So real estate investing has been a great way for me to be able to, grow my wealth. And then combined with a lot of the strategies that you're going to be teaching, you really teach people how do you preserve your wealth and then have access to wealth. And sometimes people are like, well, I would like to have more money that I can place into these financial instruments. And that's where, you and I can kind of come together. Because one of my goals is I want to show you how do you make that additional money? How can you make that additional money leveraging an asset that you already have? And then how do you go out to acquire other assets, which are going to allow you to have multi-family income with a single family house, all while helping address the affordable housing crisis. So it's one of the things that I'm very passionate about. And it's one of the things that I can't wait to share with everyone in your audience.
Man, you guys better go and register for the Breaking Barriers Financial Education Summit. I'm going to drop a link that you can just go click on and register. We're going to start tomorrow. But I want to know, some people in the audience might not know what exactly house hacking is. So can you kind of tell the people what house hacking is? And more importantly, how did you get started with it?
Yeah, so house hacking, there's 2 ways of doing it. One of the ways is your own personal residence. And instead of just renting out a whole house, what you're able to do is you can rent out each room. Each room becomes an apartment. And that's generally going to allow you to receive extra income that's going to pay your mortgage or your rent. And then the excess cash, you do whatever you want to with it. And then not only that, if you want to expand this concept, even though into another house that you may not live in, one of the things that I'm a big advocate in is being able to rent a house and then you can sublease it by renting out the rooms. And one of the great things about this is that you don't need to go through all the stringent financial requirements to actually buy a house and own a house.
Hey, let me interrupt you right now. I don't want you to give them too much now because we want them to come and register and be on the summit so they can get all of the information. I just want you to tease them a little bit, but don't jump into giving them all the sauce.
So basically, it's going to be a way to where you're going to be able to leverage an asset that you don't even own. You're going to be able to control it, get all the benefits from it without having to go out and take on the liability to own it. And that's the big thing that I want people to know.
So what would you say to people who think that they may need a ton of money to start investing?
Oh, no. It does not take a ton of money whatsoever. As a matter of fact, if you come, I'm even going to drop a way to where you can do it with no money whatsoever. Yep.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. You're not going to spend a penny out of your pocket.
However, so you're going to show them some strategies on how they can start house hacking and they don't have to come out of no cash out of their pocket. Is that what I heard?
Yep, none whatsoever.
And if these people don't register for the Breaking Barriers Financial Education Summit, that they can get to learn this information from an expert like you, then they are going to miss out on a lot.
Absolutely. Like, there's no excuse. Whether you have a lot of money, no money, good credit, bad credit, no credit at all, this is a strategy that you can't execute.
So they could do these house hacking with no money down, right? So like, what are some creative deals that people can like find to get in the game if they ain't got to put little or no money down?
Basically, they have to be able to articulate how this is beneficial to the owner of the house. And I can go over and share with you how you can get people begging you to utilize their property for this strategy.
Wow. That's interesting. That's powerful.
Right.
So do you have to have a certain type of mindset to kind of want to get into house hacking?
The biggest mindset is knowing that this is something that you can definitely do. You know, this is not going to work for everyone. So there will be some people who tell you no, but you need to know that this is something to where you're addressing a lot of needs in the marketplace. You're helping the people who have a house. You're helping the people who stay in the house. And then in return, you're going to be able to be helped financially yourself. So it's win-win all across the board.
We're talking to the pretty house guy, Idris Talib, who's talking about putting all of these pretty houses together. But some people might say, like, well, what's the difference between, or what's the strategy behind this pretty house as opposed to the typical, buy and fix up grind that a lot of people are advocating down today?
So the biggest thing is I want to show you a strategy to where you can get started right now, regardless of where you are. So all these houses are move-in ready. So as soon as these houses are furnished, people can move in immediately. So this is not anything to where you have to oversee contractors. It's not anything where you have to borrow all this money. It's not anything where you have to wait for the rehab to be done. You're not going to deal with any of that whatsoever.
What?
Right.
And listen. Man, listen. So, all right. So if someone has a property right now, can they kind of like use their property right now to get started to like build their little portfolio? Like, what would you tell that person who maybe have a house, they live by themselves, they got 3 or 4 extra rooms that they're not using? Like, what would you tell a person? Just a little, what would you tell a little? Just give them, just like, just drop a little knowledge on someone like that who may be looking to, bring some additional income into the house.
Yeah, basically what we're going to do is we're going to turn all of those extra rooms into performing assets. And what I mean by performing assets, we're going to turn those into cash flow income streams for yourself. And if you want to know like the step-by-step of exactly how to do it, you need to make sure you sign up for this wealth building conference, because that's where I'm going to lay out everything for you, make sure all your questions are answered.
So how would you respond to like people who might thinking, because I hear this a lot, like everybody's going, they're a little edgy right now because of home prices and, rent being really high. Like, what would you say to to people who may think or respond like that?
Yeah. So one of the things I'm going to share with you is how are you going to find the best type of houses and the best type of neighborhoods that are going to allow you to be able to cash flow.
All right. So one of my selfish questions that, because I think this is a fascinating idea, but if I'm a landlord and I'm living in a house, right? Like, how do you balance that? Like by being a landlord and balance like having people in your house? Like, what's that real lifestyle? Like, what does that really look like?
So it's really your preference. You don't actually have to have anyone in your own personal house where you stay at. You can leverage someone else's property. But if you do, it's just a matter of kind of designing. I mean, it's your world. You figure out what are you comfortable with. Is the owner's suite downstairs and you have some bedrooms upstairs? Maybe you have a basement that has a separate entranceway that you can do, and you can lock the doors and make sure no one comes into your own personal space. So a lot of it is going to be determined by the style of home that you have and then what you're comfortable with. So whatever you're comfortable with, there's ways of being able to do this business.
So can people like Like, let's say if they wanted to own the house and then rent some of the rooms out, is there any kind of like restrictions or limitations, like with, if like, let's say if they had an FHA mortgage or something like that, will prevent them for doing something like this?
No, not necessarily with the mortgage and everything. So the only restrictions are going to come depending on the type of residence that you have. You know, residents that do need particular services catered to them or whatever. And then if they're not matched up with services that can come out or whatever, you may have to become a licensed provider to be able to provide those services personally. Otherwise, you're going to have to delegate those to someone who's licensed by the state.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're talking to the pretty house guy, Idris Talib. He got this extensive program, extensive proprietary framework that he takes people through to house hack, and this is especially good for first generation wealth builders because it helps them to bring in additional cash and additional cash flow that they can use to invest, to enhance their lifestyle, to pay off debt. This is something that we should be talking about because it is an opportunity. And I don't want you to miss this if you are considering doing this, or if you need some additional streams or sources of income and you have a crib or you have aspirations of using this strategy. I need you to tap in, register for the summit so you can come learn from Idris, and then more importantly, you can ask him some questions that you can be able to get started, and then maybe even see if he is possibly a mentor for you that can help you to walk through this game. So that's why it's very important that we get some exposure on different ways that we can make passive income. And I think this is going to be a wonderful session. And I'm so excited about it. I'm really excited about it. I know we're short on time. I know we got about 5 more minutes. Like, what should people expect from your session? Can you just give them just a little summary of what to expect and why they need to register so that they don't miss this information?
The biggest thing is you're going to learn my 4F framework of how to succeed in this business. Here's the best part. If you execute 30 to 45 days from now, you can have an income stream coming in. We're not talking about $200 or $300. We're talking $2,000 or $3,000 month in, month out after all expenses are paid. Imagine what you can do with an extra $2,000 or $3,000. You can pay down some debt. You may be able to put more money to save and invest. You know, that might be the down payment that you're looking for to maybe acquire your own house, maybe a business. You know, maybe you have parents who are on fixed incomes and you want to be able to provide some financial support for your parents who looked after you when you were young. Maybe this is some money you want to put aside for your children getting ready to go to college, or maybe they're in college, they need a little bit of spending money and you want to, give them some additional income. It's whatever you need this cash flow for. This is a way to be able to do it in a manner that's always going to be in demand. This is recession proof.
Recession proof. I like that. So let me ask you a question. If someone's watching this, right, and they, let's say, got bad credit or they got student loan debt that they may be behind on, is house hacking still possible for them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to share with you how you can, withstand all of that, anything that you have going on for yourself.
What's the final things? I know, we got to wrap this up. I know you got a couple of minutes, but what's the final thing?
You need to register for the conference. Register. That's how you're going to register and show up.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Put it on your calendar. Put it on your Google Alerts, Apple, and whatever you got, whatever you need to do, make sure you're there.
That's right. This is a free summit. It's going to be on Zoom. You can watch it anywhere in the world. I tell people to make sure that you just tap in so you can come and learn, because as you learn and apply, again, you will earn. You just got to be in the right mental mindset, and you have to be willing to get out and get a mentor and learn so you can be in a position to financially win. And we're starting this process where we having this free financial education sessions to give you exposure to the possibilities with experts that are doing it the non-traditional way. So this is important that you tap in and that you come with an attitude, a good attitude. make sure you have a smile on your face when you're coming, because somebody's about to drop a deposit into you that can change your money trajectory forever.
Right.
So make sure that you just tap in, invest. We got 9 hours over the next 3 days. You're going to have 10, I like to call them teachers and preachers in the financial literacy game, giving you information to change your situation. So you will have no excuse. So make sure you tap in. You got the ability to watch anywhere in the world on Zoom. And I always like to tell people to come in and participate in what we are building, because financial education is something that we have never been taught. This money game is by design. They don't give you this information. You learn nothing about money through all of your schooling, from K to 12. If you went to college, got your master's or your doctorate degree, not one course on money. And I ask you, why is that?
Right.
Because if they could keep you dumb as it relates to money, they can continue to make profit off of you.
Exactly.
So when you get to go understand what's going on, you'll start to know what to do with your money. And then that's when the financial empowerment comes back to you, where you now are in control. So right. I just want to thank you guys. I thank you, Idris, for always being a friend, and always being willing to come and learn and show people an alternative way to come in and learn this passive game, especially in the real estate space, right, where you can use little to no money, as we learned today, to get started. Exactly. So make sure you go register. The link is in the comments, firstgenerationwealthbuilder.com, because that's the movement that we're educating, the first ones in the family, the ones that got all of the financial pressure, the ones that everybody else come to ask for money. So we're going to give you the blueprint that you can start to give them, so that they don't have to take your money. Right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you go register. Idris got something special for you guys. And I want you to be able to come in and run off of the information that he's going to be given, and more importantly, the energy that he's going to have to help you to change your financial situation. So if you want to change your money, get on the call. You have no excuse. It's free, so you don't have to pay. But if you want to be about that life, you can always upgrade to VIP, where you'll get the recordings of everyone that's going to be speaking. Is only $49. So it's not like something that's going to hit you over your head. And you're going to get a workbook, a resource guide where you can follow and take notes and be able to get some additional financial education that's going to help you to financially win. So, Idris, any last words you want to say to the people before you go?
Sign up. That's always sign up, show up. Be ready to pay attention, because your life's going to change.
See you guys tomorrow. Peace, love, and happiness. Have a great day, guys.
All right.